going on, guys? Mike is back, and today we're going over 5 tips for new and old riders. Was that 5? That was 10, I guess. Going over 5 tips for riders. So, tip number 1, it's a tip that, hell, most people don't follow. Hell, I didn't even follow it. But it's something super simple, super basic. Go check out your local MSF course. It's the motorcycle safety course, and couple $100, takes a weekend, and you get to ride around on some little 250, 300 bikes. You know, they provide the bike, but it does give you a bunch of lecture time and a bunch of out on the course bike time to, you know, learn the controls and get comfortable and build confidence. And 90% of the time, I'm not sure about every state, so you have to check locally, but 90% of the time when you pass that class, they will actually endorse your motorcycle endorsement for you. I mean, you still got to pay the DMV and all that, but you don't have to do the skills test at your license office. Tip number 2 is going to be do your maintenance. Do your and there's really 3 different ways that I break this down. So the first maintenance is your pre-ride check. So check your tires, check for leaking fluids, make sure that you don't have any slack or frayed cables, stuff like that. Make sure your brakes feel all right. You know, they got some grip and everything, have some good resistance. The next step would be your monthly, which covers all that. Plus, monthly I usually give it a wash, so I'm giving it a good look over, inspecting everything as I go. You know, when you're scrubbing everything down, that's a good time to check, see if there's any loose fasteners, anything that may have slipped right past you on your pre-ride check. And then the third one is going to be your scheduled routine maintenance from the dealer or from your riding interval, whatever it may be, you know, your mileages or your hours. I'm also going to go ahead and throw recalls into that because, unfortunately, the 2018 Bobber has a recall for the rear brakes. So I had sections 3 and 4 separated, but I think I'm just going to drop it down to one section. And that's really just trust. Know your skills, know your bike, and trust both of those things. Know you, trust yourself, trust your bike. Trust your bike is like, you know, you have to feel confident with what it is. Knowing your skills, it's pretty much just, that's more for if you're going out with some buddies and they're more advanced than you are, that's fine, that's great, because you can pick up on some stuff. You know, everybody can learn from everybody is kind of my way of thinking. If he's diving into canyon roads at 60 miles an hour and you're only comfortable doing 30, you don't have to keep up with him at 60. You can fall back. You can take it at 30. I mean, I would hope that your friend would kind of see that you fell off and, you know, hopefully drop back a little bit and slow down and ride with you and, you know, make the whole ride more enjoyable. As long as I know where I'm going and if I'm riding with people, I'm fine if they take off. You know, it is what it is. And finally, tip number 5, I would have to say, go check out the forums online. There are so many great forums and websites and YouTube channels and everything just to learn anything and everything you could possibly want. 9 times out of 10, if you have a question or some sort of issue on your bike, somebody else has had that issue already. So I'm a big fan of the Moto Amino app. There are tons of people on there still. It's been around for a few years. It kind of died off a little bit, but it's coming back. And there's some really good stuff on there. A lot of bragging about, oh, this is what I ride. There's a lot of polls like, you know, would you rather a KTM or a Husqvarna or whatever. And I don't know, Moto Amino, I like it. I think it's got a good little place to chill. So find some forums. There's anything from bike specific to you know, for your 2015 Gixxer 600. There's going to be specific threads just on that with all the same questions and problems that you're facing with yours. Somebody else has faced it. There's some general knowledge, you know, just, you know, chain maintenance, belt maintenance, you know, this versus that, you know, the benefits and drawbacks of dropping sprockets or jumping up teeth in the rear sprocket, you know, whatever have you. One of the best things about the online forums is a lot of times you can find a local room or a local chat, whatever you want to call it, and on MotoAmino I actually found a local Missouri chat. I mean, it's not local to my town per se, but you know, I want to say there's probably 50 or 60 people in there, and we're from all over the great state of Missouri. And you know, they're always talking about, you know, meeting up, doing rides together, all this, and, you know, tips and tricks, and, you know, what they've kind of noticed riding around, any good spots to ride. So I think that's really cool. Might have to do some camera work here.